Welcome to another episode of the Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect. Games are won and lost at the free throw line. Now, that's a statement I'm sure you've heard many times if you've been around basketball for any length of time. And you certainly have heard it if you've been around me at all when it comes to talking about basketball. I know that statement to be true. I experienced it as a player and as a coach. And I mean, experienced it like dagger to the chest, experienced it, and of course, experienced it in a good way. Games are indeed won and lost at the free throw line. And after a game, when you assess whether you are a player or whether you are some other position on a team, a coach, for example, especially, you look and you go, my goodness, if we had just hit our free throws, or if we had just made that free throw, whatever it is, whenever it is in the game, you look at it and you go, man, sure, other things happened in the game, but if we had just done that, we would have put ourselves in position to get a win. And the Indiana Fever experienced that early in the season. We were seeing a lot of missed free throws, and then they kind of got into a groove. And then lately, we've seen some key misses. Of course, they're making some, right? They're making most, but we've seen some misses at some key times. And I'm thinking, like, is this something in the whole of the WNBA? What's going on with 2025? Because I'm seeing it elsewhere also, and I'm going to share you some of that. And even earlier in the season with Caitlin Clark, and she's a great free throw shooter, there were some that she missed. And I believe even the commentators were like, wow, that's uncharacteristic of her. And so I looked it up, and sure enough, in 2024, she shot 90.6% from the free throw line. And in 2025, obviously she only played 13 games. She shot 82% from the free throw line. So that made me think too, like, what is going on in 2025? But yeah, free throws are absolutely important. So we're going to go over to ESPN.com. We're going to look at a few games, a couple games from the Fever, and then a couple other games in the last day or two, and notice how the free throws are a problem. This is the box score for the Fever versus Dallas Wings game. The game the Fever lost painfully by 1 point. I want you to take a look at the free throw situation. Indiana shot 15 of 19 from the free throw line. So they missed 4 free throws, shooting 78.9%. Professional basketball players, in my opinion, you got to be in the 80s. Like 85 would be great, but 82 and up, but 78.9. So missed 4 free throws. Okay. Now, when you think about that, you're Indiana Fever. You can't do anything about what Dallas does. Your focus can't be Dallas. Your focus has to be Indiana. Your focus is, let's take care of us. We can't control whether they make or miss their free throws. We have to control our making our free throws. So when you consider the fact that Indiana missed 4 free throws, and then Indiana would had 80 points in that loss, add those 4 more points, Indiana has 84 to Dallas's 81. And again, if I'm Indiana, I got nothing to do with Dallas, whether they miss or not miss. It's about me. And if I had made mine, we would have 84 to 81. But I know I said it's not about Dallas, but let's take a look at Dallas's situation and let's see, well, did Dallas miss free throws? How many did Dallas miss? So we're going to go up to Dallas. You look at Dallas's free throw percentage here. Dallas shot 86.7% from the free throw line, 13 of 15. So Dallas missed 2. Again, if I'm Indiana, that's not my business, but I'm just showing you something here. Dallas missed 2. So that means Dallas would have had 83 points if Dallas had made every free throw, right? 13 out of 15 is pretty good. But I'm just showing you something. Dallas would have had 83. I just told you Indiana would have had 4 more. So Indiana would have had 84. So instead of losing by 1, Indiana would have won by 1. It would have been 83 to 84, Indiana. Now, I realize, obviously, there's more to the game than the free throw line. But again, when you look at a game, you sit back, you look at it, you look at a free throw, and you go, wow, if we had made our free throws, even if we play horrible otherwise, if we had just made our free throws, instead of losing by one, we would have won by one. So important. So now we're going to take a look at Indiana's game, the last game, and that was against the Washington Mystics. How did we do there? Mystics 88, Indiana 84, and this was Friday night's game. So when we look at how we did with the free throw line here, Indiana shot 68.8% from the free throw line. Atrocious. They missed 5 free throws, 5 of them. So if Indiana had just taken care of Indiana's business, can't do anything about Washington, just taking care of our business at the free throw line, Indiana has 5 extra points, making it 89-88. Now, Mystics, to be fair, also missed free throws. Mystics shot 22 of 26, made 22 of 26, and shot 84.6%. So had they made all of theirs and Indiana made all of theirs, then Washington still would have come out on top. But again, if I'm playing for the Indiana Fever and I am fighting for my playoff life and the standings are as close as they are, I can't be worried about, okay, well, Washington missed. I got to worry about me. And when I look at me, I go, if we had simply made our 5 free throws we missed, we are up by 1 point. But that didn't happen. And wow, I mean, and think about, look at this too. Washington shot 26 free throws. We put them on the line to shoot 26, and we only had 16 attempts. And if you're only going to have 16 attempts and you're making only 11 of them at 68.8%, wow, it hurts. And here it hurts. Again, would have been 89 points for Indiana. Let me say this before I go on and look at a few other games. Indiana Fever fans and Indiana Fever organization have talked about the officiating in this league. We've talked about Indiana not getting the whistle that other teams get and what is allowed that's not allowed for other teams. Listen, be fair, we're saying. Do your jobs, we're saying. Blow the whistle when you're supposed to, we're saying, right? And all I'm saying to that is yes and amen, of course. And I got to add this. You can't be fighting for proper officiating, advocating for proper officiating so that Indiana gets to the line like Indiana's supposed to get to the line, and then you don't make those shots, right? So if we're going to have that voice and we're going to talk about officiating, we've got to do better in terms of knocking down these shots. Missing 5 of them in a game, and some at key moments in the game, at end of game situations that could have enabled you to win. Listen, we're on here, right? We're on here talking about, yo, blow the whistle. All right, y'all, come on, ladies, and you got to knock them down. You got to knock them down. Now we're going to look at the Sparks game against the Wings, also on Friday night. That was also a 1-point loss for the Wings this time. So the Sparks won 97-96, and Dallas didn't miss free throws. That's not my point. That's not why Dallas lost the game. But I want you to notice something. Dallas, 11 for 11 from the free throw line. And that was Maddie Segrist over here and Paige Beckers. Those are the only 2 who shot free throws. But they made every single one of them, right? And then if you look at the Sparks are coming on strong. They're trying to get that playoff spot. They have the opportunity to get that. They've got Cameron Brink back, etc. Rakia Jackson's doing her thing. And now we see what they did. They shot 25 free throws. That's why they shot 25 to 11 for which Dallas shot. And they went 20 of 25, so 80% from free throw. That's still 5 they missed. And so this is not about Dallas. Dallas would have won if Dallas had made free throws, because Dallas made every single one of the free throws. What I'm pointing out here is that because Dallas hit every free throw, because LA dropped 5 free throws, Dallas gave the team an opportunity to win this game. They had an opportunity to win the game. They didn't do it. They fell short, and it didn't have to do with their free throws, but because they made their free throws, they were in a situation where they, at 9 and 25, and the Sparks at 16 and 17, pushing to try to get a playoff spot, they had an opportunity to snatch this game, just like Dallas snatched the game from Indiana as well. But they didn't do it, but they sure put themselves in a good position. And that's all you can ask as a player, as a coach. That's all you can ask. Hey, knock down the freebies, do those things, and give yourself an opportunity to win the game. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but they did everything on that end. But of course, with 25 being shot from Sparks and hitting 20 of 25, it is what it is. But, kudos to Dallas for knocking down those free throws. Now we're going to go over, we're going to take a look at another game Friday night, the Storm versus the Dream. Now, I caught the ending of this game. It was really interesting. Seattle won 80 to Atlanta's 78, and Atlanta's been balling out. Atlanta and New York have been jockeying for that second place position, kind of going up and down and swapping that second place position in the standings. Seattle was on I think a 6-game losing streak, and Atlanta was on a 6-game winning streak. Somebody's streak was about to end. Well, both of their streaks were about to end. And so let's look at the free throw situation here. Just noticing, if I go down to Atlanta shot 22 of 25 from the free throw line, 88%. So Atlanta just needs to take care of Atlanta's business, as Atlanta is fighting for that second spot with New York. Let's just look at Atlanta. If Atlanta is minding Atlanta's business and taking care of Atlanta's business and hit every free throw, those 3 free throws missed, now they're not at 78. They're at 81. 81. Seattle at 80. Now, Seattle also missed free throws, 8 for 13 for 61.5%. So that would have been 85. But I'm saying, if I'm Atlanta and just taking care of Atlanta's business and knocking down the free throws we have to knock down, regardless of what Seattle misses, then this score for Atlanta is 81. How many of you watched this game this afternoon? A rematch again of the 2024 WNBA Finals. New York Liberty lost this game to Minnesota again. Minnesota is on a tear after, the finals ended very controversially. Rigification. Anyway, New York Liberty 80, Minnesota 86. If you have League Pass and did not get to watch the end of that game, go back to the fourth quarter, watch that game. It was like pins and needles, and New York Liberty fell. But Minnesota, the number 1 team, the only team in the WNBA who has clinched a playoff berth so far, didn't shoot well from the free throw line. Look at this. It should never have been this close. This team went to the line, shot 33 free throws, 33, and made only 23 of the 33, shooting 69.7% from the free throw line. The number 1 team in the league, 23 for 33. I'm telling you, free throws are a problem. Minnesota 86. Add that 10 points. Minnesota has 96. Now, New York Liberty missed some as well. 5 of 8, shooting 62.5%. Oh my goodness, these numbers. But first of all, notice that New York Liberty only shot 8 free throws. Oh my goodness. You can tell Breanna Stewart isn't playing because she gets that whistle. They only shot 8 to 33 free throws. That's wild. Anyway, New York missed 3, so they still wouldn't have won if they had made theirs. It would have been 83. What I'm saying is that the margin of victory would have been so much larger, and it would not have been down to the wire sweating bullets because Minnesota missed 10 free throws. If they had not missed those free throws, they would have been well ahead. The point differential would have been much larger, and you wouldn't have to rely on a huge 3-point shot from Kayla McBride. Because I saw Minnesota, I saw most of the fourth quarter, but in the last 2 minutes or so, I watched Minnesota miss 4 or 5 free throws at the end of a game. That's wild. I'm just saying, free throws matter, and it seems to be really a rusty thing this season. Can't say that for every team. I didn't go through every stats. I just know I've seen enough games where I'm like, key moments, misses, big time misses. No professional basketball team should be shooting 62% from the free throw line, 69% from the free throw line. I'm just saying. So again, I know these players are working on free throws, and I know they know what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. And this is specifically really for people who perhaps you coach youth department or AAU or high school, or maybe just your own kid. Make sure they're working on those free throws, but how they work on them matters. Don't just give them a ball and tell them to shoot free throws. Or just shoot a bunch of free throws. No, you have to run them till they're winded and sucking air, and then you shoot your free throws, because you're not in a game. You're not going to just be all fresh and shooting free throws. You're going to be tired. You're going to be winded. You got to get your legs under you. You got to do all those things. So run them, and then shoot those free throws, because as you can see, games are won and lost at the free throw line. Or if it's not decided at the free throw line in that moment, when you look at the big picture, you realize, yeah, it really was. Or the margin of victory, or the pressure that's at the end. Control the things you can control. You got to step up. You got to make big shots, especially in the WNBA right now. Got to make them, because the standings are super, super tight. Every point matters. Make them layups, make them free throws. Excuse the bad English. All right. Hit the thumbs up if you would. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, if you'd love to do that, then I'd love for you to do that. I'll catch you next time, God willing. God bless you abundantly.